The peasant says that he can't get jacked. He says it's because of his genetics. But when you look at how he lives, it's terrible. His diet is trash. He trains like a pussy and he sleeps only 5 hours a day. Oh boy, you've got a lot to learn from people like the king. The king has optimized his life in a way that he can gain muscle as fast as if he were to use the fitness influencer juice. Here is how he did it. I never really struggled with working out. It was the first good habit I started doing and it was kind of fun. But for the first year, I really struggled with gaining weight. I was trying everything. I remember at one point, I even tried melting some butter into like one of those shot glasses and drinking it. And it didn't go well. I burned my tongue because it was still hot, and I almost puked. I didn't know how to bulk properly, which is what I want to teach you now. So step number 1, bulk. Bulking is basically just eating over your calorie surplus. If you are a teenager and you are not fat, you should be bulking. Some fitness influencers will tell you, oh, if you are not really fat or skinny, you should main gain. Main gain is basically like this idea that you eat exactly on your calorie surplus, so you won't lose or gain any weight, just gain muscle. And they tell you that, because it sells the best, it sounds like a sexy offer, you won't lose or gain fat, you just gain muscle. And they tell you that because it sells the best, it sounds like a sexy offer, you won't lose or gain fat, you just gain muscle. And while it could work, you definitely won't gain as much muscle as if you were to bulk. But when you look at some of the fitness influencers today, the guys who influence the young men, what are they eating? How are they telling them to bulk? They are eating shit foods. You have probably seen those videos titled 10,000 Calorie Challenge, where on the thumbnail they are flexing in front of a bunch of candy and unhealthy shit. Or you may know this guy, Sam Sulek. He has been blowing up lately. His full day of eating was horrible. He drank a full gallon of chocolate milk. And these are the people young men are watching. These are your fitness influencers. These are the guys who should preach being healthy. Fitness influencers are supposed to preach eating good foods. These guys do this only because it gets more views. It gets more views when you show people that you can eat candy and still be jacked. And yeah, it's true, you can eat like that and still be jacked, but you also need to take some gear on top. Now, I'm not talking about Sam Sulek here. We know he is on steroids. But a bunch of these fake natties will try to tell you, oh, I do it and it works so you can too, but it only works for them because they are on steroids. They tell you, oh, if it fits your macros then it's okay, but that's a lie. If you eat shit foods and get them to fit your macros then yeah, you won't get exactly fat because you aren't eating over your maintenance calories. But you won't be gaining muscle as fast because this shit food is ruining your testosterone. We'll talk more on that later. The proper way to bulk up is to clean bulk, so just eat with the all-natural diet, meat, eggs, vegetables, fruit, nuts, and water. If you eat like this, and you eat a lot of it, you won't even need to track your calories. Alright, step number 2, increase your testosterone. I already briefly mentioned this in the previous step, but now I want to expand on it. The testosterone levels of men are at an all-time low. Infertility is dropping. The average testosterone now is what a 90-year-old man would have 100 years ago. And it's all because of estrogenics. And so the reason that this dirty bulking doesn't work is because when you dirty bulk, you eat a lot of sugar, and sugar is estrogenical, so it lowers your testosterone, and you probably know that testosterone is the key to building muscle fast. So that's why if you want to gain muscle faster, you need to increase your testosterone levels. The most effective ways to increase your testosterone are the basics. So eat right, I already talked about that. Sleep enough, I will talk about that soon. And get sunlight. Sunlight is actually very important. Many people don't know how this works. You can get sunlight even if it's cloudy. You should be going outside every day, even in winter. Go outside in your boxers to expose as much of the skin to the sun as possible and lay there for at least 20 minutes. And since I don't like to leave you guys with the basics, because there are obviously many other ways that most people don't know about, for example that you shouldn't be drinking tap water because there is fluoride in it, which is estrogenical, you need to get a charcoal water filter. It costs around $30 to $40, but it will increase your testosterone by literally 50%. I have a full video on this, which will pop up on the screen soon. In that video, I talk about all of the unconventional ways to rapidly increase your testosterone, so click on the card on the top right corner and put that video into your watch later playlist. Okay, step number 3, train right. I remember that like 3 months after I started working out, my friend also started. He isn't the kind of guy who would research something before going to do it, so he just starts, and he tells me about it, and we decide to go to the gym together. And when we got there, I convinced him to try my workout routine, because he didn't really have one, and he was so surprised on how many reps I was doing. He said that he would normally do 10 reps, and then do another exercise. And after training with me for 1 day, after training properly, he said his arms hurt for like 3 days after it. I think a lot of guys don't actually know how to train properly. Most guys just want to be jacked and strong, but being strong is usually the second thing on their list. They mostly just want to look good and aesthetic. And when you want to look good, to look muscular like those guys who girls obsess over, you have to be training in the right rep range. See, now you are most likely training like a powerlifter. Powerlifters train purely for strength, so they do around 3 to 6 reps with 3 sets of each exercise. And that's good for building strength, there is nothing wrong with that. But if you want to build muscle, and a lot of it, you need to be training in the hypertrophy rep range, which means doing 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps of each exercise. Chances are that you already know this, and you already train in this hypertrophy rep range, but you still train like a pussy. When you think about how you train, are you really pushing yourself to the limits every set? Or have you been slacking on it lately? Remember how sore you were after your first workout? I remember that after training arms for the first time, my arm wouldn't even extend all the way the next day because I was so sore. And that's how it's supposed to be after every workout. We all got kinda complacent at the gym. We are not training hard enough. We need to start training harder. Okay, step number 4, get enough sleep. Last year, I was already on self-improvement and I was going to the gym, but I was still sleep deprived because I couldn't stick to a proper sleep schedule. I was still gaining muscle, so I thought that this doesn't really have an impact. But let me tell you this, bro, after I started sleeping more, my gains literally doubled. I've watched a bunch of podcasts about perfecting sleep by doctors like Andrew Huberman or Matt Walker, who is literally the sleep expert, and here I want to tell you everything I've learned from them. So you will get hours worth of knowledge in literally 3 minutes max. So let's start. The first thing that literally 80% of the population doesn't know is that sleeping 8 hours isn't enough, because it usually takes you like an hour and a half to fall asleep entirely. So when you think you are sleeping 8 hours, you aren't. You are in bed for 8 hours, but you sleep for like 6. You should always add 2 hours to the time you want to sleep. So let's say you want to be sleeping for 8 hours, which is the minimum, then you have to be in bed for 10 hours. Also make sure you are tired before bed. Many guys will go to bed not even tired. You should be going to bed exhausted. If you go to bed and you are not tired, that means that you don't train hard enough and you are being a bitch. Another thing is to make sure your room is as cold as possible. It's different for a lot of people, but usually the temperature where people sleep the best is around 18 degrees Celsius, which is 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Then another really important thing is to avoid blue light before bed. Many other self-improvement YouTubers will tell you that you can't use any devices 2 hours before bedtime, which I think is not true. You can use them. But just make sure to turn on the blue light filter. It makes your screen orange, which makes you more tired. Some phones actually don't have this feature, mine doesn't, so I just downloaded one. If your phone doesn't have a blue light filter or it's very weak, just write blue light filter on Google Play or App Store and download it. And one more really important thing is to get sunlight as soon as you wake up. This works even if it's a cloudy day. Like I already said, even if the sun isn't shining, it's still very bright outside, so you need to take an advantage of that. When you look at the sun in the morning, your brain senses that it is daytime now, so you get more energy, and it knows that in about 12 hours you will go to bed, so it will know when to get tired. Also, just a side note, it also helps if you look at the sunset, because that signals to the brain that it's about to be nighttime. And step number 5, be more consistent. You probably go to the gym, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video, but it sometimes feels hard to go, especially on leg days, right? You sometimes skip the gym because you don't feel like it. Or maybe if you are more advanced in your self-improvement, you go there even if you don't feel like it. Well, there's a way that you can make all of this easier for yourself. Because when you think about it, why do you even think the workouts are hard? Really think about your answer. You are probably gonna say because it hurts, because I hate squatting, because I don't feel like it. You probably have your own excuse, right? Now tell me who is telling you this excuse. Well, it's your mind. Your mind is telling you that that thing is hard, and so if you make your mind stronger, it will stop telling you these bullshit excuses. I think that the guys who watch all of my videos are getting really tired from hearing this in almost every video, but you need to improve your mental health. And the best 2 ways to improve your mental health and make your mind stronger are meditation and gratitude journaling. Click on the card on the top right corner, or just go on my channel, click on playlists, and there you will see a playlist called meditation. Just click on it and meditate literally for only 5 minutes every day. And you will see how easy these hard things become. The way you should be journaling is to just get a pen and a piece of paper. Maybe you can even get a notepad and write down 5 things you are grateful for today. Do it now. Stop this video, get a pen and paper, and write down 5 things you are grateful for. Do it now. If you want your life to improve, do it. Okay, if you did it, then good, I'm proud of you. If you didn't, then go fuck yourself, and don't ever watch my videos again. Alright, that's it for today. Like, subscribe, share, and things like that. Bye.